Are you ready? It's time!
Sleeman Breweries, in association with the Western Ontario Super Hockey League, presents the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. Here's the host of the program, Andrew Rogers.
Hello once again, everybody. Andrew Rogers here for the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. This is episode number 28. Yes, Andrew Rogers is the name. Andrew Rogers is the host. Great to be back with you guys once again. Thank you very much for tuning in. Another edition of the podcast. It's great to be back with you guys once again. Appreciate you watching and appreciate you following along with us. We had a great weekend in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League once again, and we got a great podcast upcoming. First of all, guys, check out our social medias. They're up there for you. You can find us anywhere. You can also find us online, Western Ontario Super Hockey League. That's www.woshl.com. You guys can find everything that you need to find there. Tune into the games as well as streams. You can watch us live for every game. Every game is going to be streamed from here on out. We had 3 contests this past weekend. They were unbelievable hockey games. I was at 2 of them, the one in Elora on Friday, Elora Rocks and Tillsonburg Thunder. And I was also in Stratford on Saturday for Stratford versus Alvinston. That game was actually unbelievable. We had a great time, me and Brian Hawley, doing the play-by-play and commentary, color commentary. It was probably one of our best games of the season. We thought the stream was great, the video was great, and the audio was excellent. And we spoke at length afterwards and just talked about how great everything seemed to flow. And it's just nice that we've been able to get a rhythm going at this point in the season. We've done some games together and we keep improving. So it's wonderful. It's great to see. But yes, guys, we had great weekend past 3 games that took place, and why not just jump right into the highlights? Let's go. Let's get started.
Well, let's get ready for some hockey. Western Ontario Super Hockey League action, the Tillsonburg Thunder and the Elora Rocks. Starting in goal for Tillsonburg, number 1, Andre Waugh. And starting for your Elora Rocks, number 1, Colin Dunn. Elora wins that opening faceoff, and this puck is all the way back in their own end. Puck is going to be played ahead, and it's Heron. He's going to throw it off to the side to Beleshta. Beleshta to Stevens. Stevens still has the puck to the middle. Shot, scores! Wow, that was fast. Elora strikes again. They catch Tillsonburg napping. And it's 4-0 Elora. McCormick's back. He'll play it ahead. That one's going to be picked up by Clayton Holzer. He'll throw it across. Shot, scores! A broken play in the neutral zone leads to an odd man rush for Elora the other way, and that makes it 5-0 here in the first. Or I mean in the second, excuse me. Stevens across, Luke Beleshta. Back to Stevens. Centering pass, that was deflected. There's a centering pass and they score. Through the wickets of Raymond. And that's an Elora Rocks goal. That's going to be Chad Heron, I believe. Had the stick of Ratchford in his feet. That penalty is over now. Now there's going to be a break. 3-0, why not? What a save, rebound, scores. Oh, Raymond can't stop them all. That one was in. That'll do it for me. So long from Elora. Elora victorious, 7-0. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the William Allman Memorial Arena here in Stratford, Ontario, Canada, for this afternoon's Western Ontario Super Hockey League contest between the Stratford Fighting Irish and the Alvinston Killer Bees. Let's start with our goaltenders for the Alvinston Killer Bees. Number 35, Nolan Hacker. And I'm getting the big thumbs up for getting his name right. I'm off to a good start. And in goal for the Stratford Fighting Irish, number 1, Nathan Torkia. Here's Andrew Bogdan with it. He's into the corner and behind the net. Look into the middle. This one's on the back of the net. They fight for it. It comes in front. This one's going to come back to Matt Granger at the line. His shot. Deflect, scores! I think that might be Ryan McDonald. He was celebrating like he got a stick on that. But Granger or McDonald will get credit. We'll wait for the official, but either way, Stratford strikes first. They lead it 1-0. Alvinston, like I say, done a real nice job in this hockey game.
They have. They look really good. This is the third or fourth time I've seen them play. This is the best I've seen them look.
Yeah, first time that they've come to Stratford, though, and first of 3. They play 60. Oh, there's a shot by Stokes. He scores. Wow. Underneath the pad, the left pad of Hacker, and he makes no mistake. And that makes it 2-0 Stratford. What a shot by Cameron Stokes, number 77 of Stratford. And across the line was Stokes. He got tripped up at the blue line. And it's he's going to get the puck again. Giveaway. He steps in. Whoa! Off the post, they score. Wow! Vieira's initial shot went off the post, but it was wide open for Ray Robbins. He makes no mistake. 3-0 Stratford. Wow. What a goal that was. So he's going to have to put the ice packs on after this one.
He's in a bit of a mood, I should think.
You'd have to think so, yes. You'd be a fool not to bet that way. Here's Robbins with the puck. He's going to handle it in behind his own net. Does a good job to get away from a couple of swarming killer bees. And this one's going to come around to Andrew Bogdan. You get what I did there? Swarming killer bees? Yeah. Oh, he scores!
That's Bogdan.
What a shot by Bogdan, number 64 of Stratford. He scores off the rush. He loves that. He's in behind the net with it. Number 20 of Alvinston. He'll play it in deep. Petrie there. He's looking for it against Scott Case, number 14. Rombouts, shot, and they score! Alvinston's on the board, and there goes the shutout for Torkia. He was close once again, just like against Tilsonburg, but it's Alvinston on the board. They now trail 4-1. I think it might be Case. Gets it to the blue line and out. Merritt will throw it across. Broomhead in alone. He's got a chance. Across. Oh, he was looking for Merritt. He was trying to do the courteous thing there by getting the oh, what a goal by Broomhead. Wow. What a shot that was.
Wow,
hits the top corner on the glove hand side.
Laser.
Unbelievable.
That's a heck of a laser by
Wow, what a goal.
by Broomhead there. Quite a shot.
And we would definitely appreciate it. Here comes Merritt. He has a chance. He's in alone. Shot, scores! There it is! Brendan Merritt on the backhand scores against his former team. What a goal on the backhand. For Brian Hawley, I'm Andrew Rogers. That'll do it from Stratford for the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. Till next time, take care. Stratford victorious, 6-1. Our final Western Ontario Super Hockey League contest of the weekend comes from Tilsonburg, Ontario, the Thunder and the visiting Strathroy Jets. Pick things up in the first as a candidate for best goal you'll see in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League this year from Jets forward number 10, Wes Baker. He goes all the way around the merry-go-round, going top shelf on the blocker side of Thunder goaltender Jesse Raymond. 1-0 Jets. Still in the first, it's Baker again. This time, he's going to be denied by the goalpost. Play continues, comes back to Baker in the slot. He makes no mistake past Raymond, and it's 2-0 Jets. Second period now, Tilsonburg Thunder looking to claw their way back into the hockey game. They get on the board. Huge blast from defenseman Matt Pastor that finds its way past Jets goaltender Josh Diamond. Cuts the Jets lead in half, it's 2-1. Still in the second, Jets answer back. Puck will eventually find the stick of number 27, Brett Lashbrook. He's going to snipe one past Raymond, restoring the Jets' 2-goal lead. It's now 3-1. Jets now on the power play where they're working around nicely. This time it's number 17, Greg Milner. He's going to go short side on Jesse Raymond, pushing the Jets' lead to 3. It's now 4-1 Strathroy. Moving now into the third period, it's Tilsonburg's turn on the power play. They're trying to mount the comeback. An incredible cross-ice pass from Braden Roberts goes tape to tape to the stick of Mike Finley. He makes no mistake, it's now 4-2 Strathroy. However, that is where the comeback would end. This one ends 4-2 for the Strathroy Jets over the Tilsonburg Thunder.
Yeah, guys. So there you have it. There are our highlights. The contest, as mentioned, we had the Laura Rocks. They beat Tilsonburg Thunder 7-0. That line of Chad Heron, Charlie Stevens, and Luke Balesha, just absolutely incredible. Kudos to Colin Dunn for getting the shutout in that one. 7-0 victors. The Laura Rocks. They are victorious. They're 7-1 now on the season. Tilsonburg in the game falling to 5-3. On Saturday, it was the Stratford Fighting Irish defeating the Alvinston Killer Bees 6-1. Stratford improving to 3-5-1, while Alvinston drops to 1-10. An unbelievable hockey game there, guys. Not indicative of the score, but an unbelievable game from start to finish. But a big night for Brendan Merritt. He scored against his former team. Ray Robbins with 3 assists. Tyler Arsenal with a couple of helpers as well. And Hayden Broomhead with a goal. Just unbelievable to see there. Another win for the Stratford Fighting Irish. And then Saturday night, the final game of the weekend saw the Strathroy Jets defeating the Tilsonburg Thunder 4-2. Strathroy improving to 7-0-1. They are now with 15 points. As we flip from the scoreboard to the standings, big game for the Strathroy, like I said. A couple goals from Wes Baker and another win for goaltender Josh Diamond. But yeah, we take a look at the standings. Our standings are as follows. You got the Strathroy Jets they're in number first. They're in the top seed, 15 points for them. Second place, Laura Rocks 7-1, 7-1-0. Yeah, they are at 14 points. You have the Tilsonburg Thunder at 5-4. They're at 10. Irish Stratford Fighting Irish 3 points behind at 3-5-1, and the Alvinston Killer Bees obviously in fifth. But it was a great weekend of action, great weekend of hockey. We look now at our leading scorers. Again, it's mostly dominated by the Laura Rocks. They have 6 players in the top 10. But the big jumps are Ray Robbins. He had 3 assists. He's up to 15 points now, 5 goals, 10 assists. Jake Brown continues to impress. Him and Alex Utley lead the Western Ontario Super Hockey League in assists with 11 apiece, while Luke Balesha leads all Western Ontario Hockey League scorers with 12 assists on the season. But yeah, lots of scoring all over the league. There's a great balance of scoring happening, and it's all over the board when it comes to the even the top 20. A lot of top scorers on each team, and it's really great to see. We have a great podcast here coming. So far so good with the highlights and our updated stuff that we get you caught up on. But we want to actually spend the bulk of this podcast on our guest. We had a great time speaking with our guest on the podcast today, the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast presented by Sleepy. On the other side of this, guys, we'll when we get back, we'll tee up for this upcoming weekend. Again, it's another loaded weekend, a lot of good games going on this upcoming weekend in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. But this week's guest is what it's all about, and he joins us now. He is a member of the Alvinston Killer Bees. He is a forward. He is number 14. His name is Scott Case. All right, folks, welcome back. Yes, we are pleased to welcome in our guest on this edition of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast, episode number 28. He is number 14 on the Alvinston Killer Bees, Scott Case. Scott, it's great to have you on here, pal. Thanks a lot for coming on and doing this, and welcome.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me. Guess I just had to put one in the net to get the invite, eh?
You know what? Hey, and not only that, buddy, but it was a great goal that you scored there on the deflection. Like, take me through. Let's go back to that. Let's start there. Take me back to that. How good did it feel to get one?
Oh yeah, it felt good. I've been joking with the boys all year that eventually it'll come, and I was lucky enough. Cam put one on net. Nice little tip, and on the board all of a sudden. Only 10 off the lead.
Yeah, well, that's right. Only 10. Yeah, there's no big deal, right? I mean, a couple games, you'll be right back in it.
But, I'll be due for another one in January.
There you go. Yeah, like, I mean, do you think that that's going to be like a momentum swing for you in your game? Like, how big is that first one and getting that first one and then taking that into the next game?
Yeah, it definitely felt good to finally get one, but my game is based around whatever the boys need. Basically, I'm there to fill whatever roles there. And, if you get one, it definitely feels good. But, yeah, the game's been coming around a little bit offensively. It's been a while since I've played anywhere near this level of hockey. So I felt like the last 4 or 5 games, it's starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah, and where would you have played before? Like, how much of a break are we talking?
Yeah, so I've basically been out of competitive hockey for about 13, 14 years since
Whoa,
the junior.
holy smokes,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah, I'm the old guy in the room, and yeah, as soon as they said the team was coming to Alvinston, I really wanted to be a part of it. My family's basically from there, part of it, and I played minor hockey and then junior hockey there, so it's pretty important to me to be a part of it.
And obviously, yeah, like what is the response that you've noticed? I mean, with this new league, this new team, like how's it been for you locally?
Oh, it's been awesome. The crowds have been better than I expected. The fan support since day one with text messages and just word on the street, and just the involvement that we get. And we had a Halloween skate, and we had a huge turnout for that. So it's just been nice to kind of see people back out doing things and getting hockey back in Alvinston.
And then how do you feel having been out of the game for so long and then being able to come back in and essentially hit the ground running? Because this league is not a
Oh yeah.
slow paced, whatever. Like it's intense out there.
Oh yeah, it definitely has been a bit of an adjustment period there. From the first exhibition game in Stratford, it was the legs and the lungs were definitely not where they needed to be. You
Right.
can't just jump back into that level of hockey, but 3 or 4 games in and starting to feel good again.
And yeah, like it don't matter how much golf you play, it's not proper conditioning for hockey.
No, no, you can't train the lungs for sucking wind like that. That's for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. What's impressed you most about this league through your team's first 10 games?
I just really like the compete level. Obviously there's been some games that we have been trailing by quite a bit, but the boys just seem to keep working, and the physicality's there. It's just a fun league to be a part of. I really enjoy the compete out of every team, and every night you're going to get into it with somebody, and there's going to be some goals and maybe some fights. It's been perfect, exactly what I expected out of this league.
I like that a lot. And you know what, again, I didn't really know what to expect coming into this either. And I've been pleasantly surprised by, like you said, the compete and the intensity out there. Like the guys just go, and some of them are so skilled. Like one of the players that actually really impressed me out of you guys is Grant Spence. Like how big of it like what has it been like for you as a teammate to see him out there and see him operate?
Yeah, so Spency came around a little bit after the team was kind of signed, but we're so lucky to have a guy like that. He's a complete game changer out there. Yeah, he's just a good guy. He shows up, and he provides our top line center every single night. It's been awesome to watch. He controls the play so much out there.
Yeah, no, it's so fun to watch him play because, like I say, he's just so fast. He's so dynamic. We were saying that a lot on the broadcast in Stratford there about watching him go and watching him play. He's just, it's just he's so fast and he's just so elusive. It's really impressive to see. What
Oh yeah.
impressed you? What impressed you about you guys' effort against Stratford? Because I thought you guys played probably one of your better games of the season.
Yeah, I think the score definitely didn't quite show how competitive that game was. I thought for 3 periods it was a pretty even game, and it was actually, for all the battles out there, I thought that was probably one of the best ref games we've had this year. They let a lot of stuff go, and
Mhm.
yeah, and our guys just kept coming, even down a few. We were still pushing pretty good. They got a
Right.
good performance of their goalie, but every game we've played them has been a really good time. Like I like the way they play, and we kind of match up well with them. So kind of looking
Absolutely.
forward to seeing how both teams move ahead down the stretch here.
Absolutely. And then that's the other part of this too, is like what if, as an older guy, you can really see the game well. You probably have a really good idea of what's going on in terms of being able to notice different things. Take us through, so from game 0 or game 1 to game 10, what have you found about your team that in areas that you've improved and are looking ahead saying, okay, these are things that we could take positively and move forward and maybe put some in the win column.
Yeah, I think in general, it's just like for losing 10 games in a row, you'd never know it showing up to the rink every night.
True.
We have such a good group of guys that, we're able to have some fun, and, we work hard. A lot of teams probably would have imploded, and, it might not be so pretty showing up to the rink, but
True.
everybody's just kind of kept on going. And, we've had some big pickups along the way from game one, that's for sure. So yeah, it's just the process and just keep on working. I know myself and a few others, and hopefully the rest of the team are seeing it every game. We're kind of just having small victories within the game, and
Right.
hopefully that come playoff time.
Well, and that's the beauty of it too, Scott, is that like all 5 teams are going to make the playoffs. Like the bottom 2 teams are going to fight for that 4th spot. Anybody's really in it at any given point. The other thing about this league that I've noticed is that on any given night, any team can beat anybody. No team is a slouch. No team is a pushover. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think there's definitely, you got a couple teams that are ahead of the game right now, but that's not saying, a couple months from now, a couple pickups or a couple changes here and there can, we could be right back in it, maybe play spoiler. I think the guys are still pretty confident that come playoff time we'll peak, and we'll have our stuff together, and we're gonna play hard right till the very end, no matter what, regardless of the score. We've shown that.
Absolutely. What I guess my point is with that is that, like, say, you never know, injuries could creep up on any given team. A goalie could get hurt that's been playing very, very well, or even just the team could have a bad night, and that could be the end of it. Like that's what I love about hockey, Scott.
Oh yeah, it's been awesome. The atmosphere of all the games it's been easy to get up for games. There's regardless whether you're going to Allura on a Friday night or you're at home, the energy level's still there, and that's basically why we play, because we want to keep feeling that, right? So
absolutely,
it's definitely a fun thing to be a part of.
Well, that's great, and I can appreciate your enthusiasm and your passion. You can see it when you play, and you can see it just when we talk with you. The one thing that I wanted to ask you, so that is the interesting thing that I saw, like your team list is like a mile long, and obviously there's been some turnover so far through the first 10 games. That can work both ways. I mean, it's obviously tough because you don't really have you can have a hard time developing consistency. What's the key though when it comes to bringing in guys and seeing such a high turnover?
Well, I think everybody's seeing that, adjustments are going to have to be made to be successful. I think we're all adults in there, and we know that, any given night somebody could be subbed out of the lineup. And I think everybody's kind of adjusting to that role. We also have a room full of just characters, right? Like it's fun showing up to the rink. And even when guys aren't playing, I think they're still enjoying like being around the guys, and, we have a really good atmosphere in the room. So I think that's, really helping, because if we had a bunch of negative guys in there, I know when 10 start would probably look a lot uglier than it does.
Right. Fair. Fair enough. I can agree with that. And obviously, yes, Scott, like as an older guy that's maybe a veteran, let's say in this league, guy who's been around for a lot longer than most, probably one of the OGs of the league, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
What is it that keeps coming to you back? Is it the guys in the locker room? Because that's usually the common answer I get in this case is, that's why they keep coming back, because of the guys and the camaraderie. Is that the same for you, or is it something else?
Yeah, I think it's that. And I think it's just, when you leave junior, say, and you decide you're going to have a family and, work and all that stuff, I put off playing senior hockey for a long time. And it just kind of lined up right that I got a 5-year-old boy who thinks that this league's the greatest thing of all time. That's right. Cool, so man. That's a huge factor. I can bring him to the rink and he's out there fist pumping both teams, which I try to keep him away from the away teams and the refs, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, he loves it. So that makes it totally worth it. And the guys in the room, they love him. So that's a huge factor for me. We can do it almost as a family. And then, the guys in the room, you can play beer league, but when you're out there battling and fighting and getting into scrums with guys, it's awesome, right? Like you just love the game.
That's the biggest difference I noticed from this league, Scott, as opposed to playing on a pickup league or just like going out for shinny or something like that. The competitive level is nowhere near the same. And I think for any one of us, and I think you're the same DNA as I am, you just want to have that competitive game. You want to have something to play for. And I think that's the great thing about this league is there's so much to play for on any given night, and you just want to be in it and alive. It just makes you feel so great.
Oh, for sure. It's, it's your last chance to really play meaningful hockey before you're too old to hang it up. So, I tell these young guys, like, you got to enjoy it while you can. You see too many guys give up too early and never touch the blades again. And I don't know. I just can't imagine not playing. So this has been a lot of fun for me.
That's awesome, dude. I can really appreciate that. Let's move from on the ice to off the ice. So I want to talk to you about the Movember campaign that you guys are running. Can you give us a little bit of details first before we get it like into the meat of it? Like, how did this kind of all come about, and how is it going so far to this point in the halfway of the month?
So I've been doing the Movember campaign as an individual for quite a few years now. Both my grandparents, my grandfathers, I guess I should say, both had cancer and passed away from that. So it's always been kind of a cause that kind of hits close to home. And, it's a pretty easy way to try to spread awareness. And now they've kind of branched out to the male suicide awareness, and they're kind of branching away from just cancer fundraising. So, and I work with people, I used to work with people that are in a bit of a place where suicide sometimes is an option. So, you read the stats on that, and you deal with people that are going through mental illness and drug addiction, and it's kind of just nice to give back. So I got a few of the guys to join me this year, and we just started the team page, and tonight we've hit $700. I think our goal is probably going to be to hit over 1,000 by the end of the month. So we'll see how the rest of the month shakes out.
So yeah, like that's unbelievable, dude. First of all, like just congratulations on that. What has been like the response to this? Like, I mean, obviously, to raise $700 to this point is unbelievable in itself. But like, like again, like how cool is it? Like, what have some of the response been from around the league? Like, what have you heard?
Yeah, you see a lot of guys skating around with mustaches out there, which is great to see, because even if you're not fundraising or doing the actual campaign, you're still, people are going to say like, oh, there's, they recognize what the cause is for, and it spreads awareness, gets conversation started. So, yeah, it's been good. We just kind of share the page casually. We're not hounding anybody. We're not really pressuring. And, $700 has basically come out of just like people's like good hearts, so,
right.
And I think everybody can kind of relate to what we're raising awareness for. So, it's just a fun thing to do with the guys too. You can see, Clarky on our team's got like the Wolverine going, and,
Yeah.
Cam Rumbouts, you got to shine a light a special way to see it, but he's just young kid. So.
Right.
But it's fun.
No, dude, like I say, it's an unbelievable thing that you guys are doing. And obviously the last thing about that is whereabouts can they go to donate if anybody who's watching and wants to do that?
Yeah, so if you want to donate or even just share the page to help raise awareness, we have it posted on the team's Facebook page. That's probably the easiest way. You can just click the link or send a message, and we'll talk from there and see how people want to help out.
That's great, dude. Honestly, like, I mean, again, congratulations with that. And like I say, any way that I can help with that, I'll continue to promote it and get that word of mouth out there for you from my end as well. I can definitely do that. Let's talk about the rest of the way here, because like I say, an 0-10 start is not ideal. We can all agree on that. But for the rest of the season, I guess, is there a goal within the goal? Like, obviously a turnaround would be good. Like, what is the goal for the rest of the year, and obviously then heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see. I like what I've seen out of our team, minus a few games here lately. Yeah, I think the goal is always just to head into every game thinking you're going to win, or you're going to do whatever it takes to win. If the outcome isn't there, but you play a quality game, those are a lot easier to swallow. But yeah, I think the goal by playoffs is to be peaking. We're going to be probably playing in that 4 versus 5 series by the looks of it. There's the three teams that are out in front right now, I can't see falling off a whole lot.
Right.
And whoever we play, I guess is just be compete hard, and we want to play spoiler, because I think a lot of teams are looking at us like we're maybe an easy win right now. And I think we played well enough the other day to show that we're not going to be pushovers.
I would agree with that. I would 100% echo that statement. Like I say, I thought you guys looked excellent from the puck drop. I thought even in the first two periods, you guys dominated. I kept saying that a lot, that even despite the score, it was just like, yeah, Torquay was just in position in the right spot at the right time. It seemed more times than not, and it was hitting him somehow, some way. And you guys couldn't bury one. And that was unfortunate to see, because I was, like I say,
yeah, it was a fun game to play too. And from everybody I've talked to, said it was a really good hockey game to watch. So, I'll take that over some of our earlier performances. So,
absolutely,
things are always improving, and I think guys are we're coming more up to speed maybe in this league. So, hopefully we got some big things ahead of us.
And obviously, one of those big things would be the signing of Tommy Lee. Like, that's a huge deal, because he is such a good goaltender. And I mean, obviously, his first game he was a little rusty. I think even he will admit that. What does it mean to bring a guy like that in, and hopefully have him for the foreseeable future here?
Yeah, he's from what I've seen of him, he looks like a pretty good goaltender back there. We're happy to have him. Hacker and Robertson back there have been working hard all year. And, even Willie stepped in for us in Elora. Those three guys have really, like, the outcomes haven't been there, but the team always hasn't been great in front of them. So,
Sure.
I like our goalie outlook is looking pretty good right now. Tommy, I don't know real well, but I've heard a lot of good stuff. So I'm looking forward to playing with him a little bit more.
Yeah, I thought Nolan was excellent on Saturday as well. Like, he obviously, a couple go by him, a couple really good shots go by him too. Like, they weren't slouch goals. Stratford had to fight for every goal they did score, but I thought he looked really good.
Oh yeah, and they're a really good hockey team too. There's no team I would consider weak in this league. And especially for us right now, we're battling to get back in it. So we look at every game, like we're coming to play spoiler right now. And, I think the boys kind of like that.
I'm sure. And that would add a little extra fuel. No question. I know one of the last things I want to ask you about, and I know he would kill me if I didn't mention his name. What's it like playing with Tyler Ryan?
Oh yeah. The guy is passionate about his hockey, man. He's always at the rink. If he's not working, he's there. I like playing with him. I think sometimes we got to calm him down a little bit, because he gets a little.
We know that already, yeah.
Yeah, but he's a big part of this team, just like everybody else in that room, and it's going to take all of us to win some games here. So I like playing with him a lot.
Right on, Scott. We've been talking with Scott Case of the Alvinston Killer Bees. Scott, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you come on the podcast with us. Again, obviously it's a tough go with your start, but I know there's big things coming for the rest of the season with the Alvinston Killer Bees. Obviously, again, congratulations on the Movember campaign. Keep up the good work there, and we look forward to seeing what that final number is. But thanks again for coming on here and speaking with us and taking the time out. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yeah, guys, so unbelievable time talking with him. Scott Case from the Alvinston Killer Bees. We appreciate him coming on and spending time with us for the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. Let's get you teed up for this upcoming week, guys. So we have the Tillsonburg Thunder at the Strathroy Jets. Action begins on Friday, November the 19th. In Strathroy, this game goes at 7:30. Strathroy 7-0-1, while Tillsonburg at 5-4. The other game this upcoming Friday, there's two on Friday. The Alvinston Killer Bees are in Elora to face off against the Rocks. That one goes at 8:30 in Elora. And then Elora turns around and they'll make the trip into Tillsonburg Saturday night. That one will go at 7:30. Elora Rocks and the Tillsonburg Thunder from the Tillsonburg Memorial Arena on Saturday, November the 20th. That should be a great matchup. Tillsonburg, you have to imagine, will want to be coming back in drones after getting blasted 7-0 in Elora. So that'll be the matchup there, and or the rematch, and we'll see if Tillsonburg can respond on home ice. So that should be a lot of fun to see. Guys, it's been great being able to bring you guys this podcast. It's been great to bring you repeated podcasts week after week. But you know what? So far throughout the course of the season, this has been an unbelievable start in the first inaugural season of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. But guys, make sure to go to all of our socials. You can find them and check them out. You can also get redirected to all the team's social medias and find out the latest happenings on what they're doing. Again, big ups to Scott Case for his Movember support and influence throughout the Alvinston Killer Bees, and obviously the fact that they've raised so much money. Just unbelievable by them, and I hope that they continue to do very well with that throughout the course of the month. But yeah, guys, this is going to do it for this edition of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast, episode number 28. I'm your host, Andrew Rogers, saying goodbye, and we will see you guys next week for another riveting edition of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League.